Hello, bros and hoes. My name is B Dunn. I'm also known as the Healthy Hoe. I do health news and I do hoe news. And today we're going to do an Ask a Hoe segment. Yay. So a couple of my Ask a Hoe questions needed a little bit more of an in-depth response. So here we are. And this is a pretty good one. A lot of us are going through this issue because a lot of our parents have divorced or were never married to our parents. And they're going through a bunch of stupid things because something's wrong with them and they're making our lives harder in the process. So let's get started. Dear B Dunn, my dad has been dating a girl for 12 years. He works 28 days on and 28 days off. He makes $20,000 a month and couldn't afford to take his son out for his birthday. She bitched at him for buying a new truck after 30 years, but she bought herself a $15,000 jacket. He also doesn't own his home, nor does he have anything in retirement. I don't know what to tell him to convince him to get rid of her. Okay, first of all, this bitch is very dumb. Dave Ramsey would have a field day with this one, boy. Okay, but he's not here. I'm here. I was listening to something Dave Ramsey was saying. I should probably do another little segment about it. He was talking about how, somebody wrote in and said that she wanted to marry this guy and the guy's got 2 kids and she wanted to sign a prenup so that she's not legally responsible for the 2 kids. And Dave Ramsey and some dude on there slammed her and said she wasn't ready for kids. I thought that was really stupid because I don't know if you guys know any baby mamas out here, but their job, now that they're your kid's mother, is to make your life hard. They will cost you every penny they can, even though it could be going to the kid, just to make your life hard. So I think it's smart if you're going to marry a man with kids to sign a prenup saying that you're not legally responsible for these kids, because that woman's going to come in and sign some paperwork or file something, to get an increase in child support just because she can, just out of spite. And Dave Ramsey was saying, well, if you only make $40,000 and I don't think you need... Just because you might not have anything today doesn't mean you won't have anything in the future. And still, $40,000 is still an increase. So I thought that was stupid. Moving on. First and foremost, never tell your parent to choose between their parasite and you. It's not going to go well. They will kick you to the curb. And we can't raise our parents, and nor can we interfere with their free will. A lot of us have parents who are divorced and are ruining their lives. Not only are they ruining their lives, they're ruining their kids' lives. But they really don't care. They're the mom or they're the daddy and are going to do what they want to do. And they don't care who they hurt in the process. And I don't know what they put in that polio vaccine, but man, a lot of people my age are going through it. Woo, Lord. Okay. So, first of all, stop giving them advice. You have to let them fail. Let them walk off that cliff and wait for them at the bottom. Hey, cold world. Even if it costs them everything they own, you have to do it. I mean, so well. And make sure it doesn't become your problem. Don't start loaning them money or give them a free place to live once the husband kicks her out. I'm going to be talking about it from the perspective of if you have a crazy mom and if you have a crazy dad. So I'm going to say him and her interchangeably. But yes, do not give her a free place to live when her husband kicks her out. I'm just saying. Being stupid makes your life hard. You have a hard life. And I wouldn't even entertain their complaints because no one wants to hear that shit, and they really don't want your advice because they know that you're against it. Not because you don't love your parent, but because you see them fucking themselves over. You see them running into a buzzsaw. And because you love your parents, you don't want them to fuck themselves over, but you have to let them go. You have to. And you have to be really careful about fighting with them. You have to avoid fights at all costs. Their parasite may be and is most likely trying to turn your parent against you and your siblings. Think about it. If your dad cuts you off, that's more money for her. Case in point, he couldn't take his son out for his birthday, but she got everything she need, right? Exactly. She got that $15,000 jacket. Exactly. She doesn't care. And also, some of our deranged parents get off on fighting on behalf of their parasites. And sometimes it's the only way a woman can get your stepdad to connect with her. Insanity and conflict is a way for pick-me's to bond with the men that don't want them. That's why hoes don't fight and argue. I don't. I mean, I'm an adult and I can have conversations with people. I don't fight. There's nothing to fight about. There's nothing to argue about. That's why we make money. Because we're nice and we're sweet and we're cooperative. Okay. Now, just because there are parents doesn't mean that they're smart about relationships. Case in point. If you were able to convince your dad to get rid of her, he's just going to find another one of her. It'll be the same shit, different toilet. And the next one may be even worse. At least this one didn't get pregnant on purpose or start harassing you or one of your siblings start beating on them or anything if there are young children around. And a lot of our parents have very low self-esteem. This is why they find people to abuse them and their kids. And it sucks to be able, to have to say that your parent will choose some loser over you. But, I mean, it's reality. It sucks, but it's the truth. And you can't teach your father to love himself so that he doesn't let someone treat him that way. That comes from within. And this is something that he has to figure out on his own. If he ever learns the lesson. If he ever learns the lesson. And we're not going to learn every lesson in his lifetime. And also, he may owe her a karmic debt. Another thing, don't go and try to confront the step-parent. Do not do that. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't give a fuck about your parent. They sure as hell don't give a fuck about you. And all they're going to do is come up with a reason for the parent to cut you off. Now they have something to go off of. If it's a male parasite, he's going to pretend he's leaving and he's going to go stay the night at his other woman's house for a few days. If it's a woman, she's going to ask for more money before throwing a hissy fit. See, I told you Juan didn't like me, and he yelled at me and told me I don't love you. Oh, it's going to be bad. Don't do it. Do not do it. And you can tell she's stupid. If she was smart, she would have married him a long time ago and got your dad to purchase the house. Boom. Should have been a property owner. And she also would have taken that money and figured out a way to flip it, even if she didn't want to get married. The smart thing to do would be to use that money to finance something that she can actually rely on in the future instead of buying a $15,000 jacket. And I'm sure she knows that your dad has no retirement, and she's probably going to just drain him for as long as she can, because I'm pretty sure he would have married her. And I don't think she's smart enough to have been stashing cash all this time, and she's going to leave him penniless as long as he's working. If he ever decides to get rid of her, he's going to have to pretend he lost his job. Start packing up the house and then put it on the market, and then she'll leave. If he works 28 days on, 28 days off, he should be able to pull that off, but he'd have to really, really sell it. But honestly, the way this is going, friend, he's not going to wake up, and he's older. He's not going to learn this lesson. He doesn't want to learn this lesson. So like I said, avoid fights. I wouldn't even entertain him complaining. Or if you do, don't say a word. Just listen. Just say, I'm here to listen. And he says, what do you think? Say, well, I don't know. What do you think? Because he knows he's stupid and he don't care. He just wants to hear himself talk. And he should go talk to somebody else because that's not fair to you. Because he knows that you love him and you don't want to see him walk off a cliff over some stupid woman that doesn't like him. It's sad, guys, but hey, man, sometimes you literally have to throw your hands up in the air and let your family fail. It sucks, but there's nothing you can really do about it. And I'm really sorry. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow me on Facebook.com/TheHealthyHoe. Make sure to check it daily to see the articles I post because they're kind of shadow banning me. So a lot of people aren't seeing things that I post. Send me some more questions and I'll do some more Ask a Hoes because people seem to like it. So I also think that I'm helping people out with some things, uncomfortable topics, because a lot of people don't talk about things like this. And I've seen a lot of things firsthand and I can tell you about stuff like this. So, hey, man. Talk to you guys later.